Hello and welcome. I'm Dawn Campbell, Director at the IAPC&M, and I look after sales and marketing, which is why we created the initiative of writing a book. And today I'm joined with Ali Temple, one of our co-authors. He's a peak performance and mindset coach. So welcome, Ali.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Now you have a super interesting background, particularly around movement. So tell us a little bit more about that, if you would, please.
Yes, before I decided to train as a coach, I was a professional acrobat, or I was a professional dancer and acrobat for about 15 years. So I worked in pretty much every sector of the entertainment industry, from TV, movies, live TV, fashion shows, corporate events, you name it. If I had someone entertaining, I've probably been there at some point, and I've literally done that all over the world.
Wow. Fascinating. What's the most exciting location you've ever danced in or done acrobats in?
It's hard to name one, but I'll tell you my top two. So I done the London Olympic 2012 opening ceremony, and I was also in charge of the opening show for the gymnastics competition, which was just really amazing to do, because gymnastics, I wasn't a gymnast, but as a sport, it's always been really close to my heart, because for me, it is the ultimate in athletic performance. And so to go on the floor and do a performance where the Olympic gymnasts were about to come out, for me, that was pretty sensational. I've spent, summers performing at really high-end venues in Ibiza and other places like that have just been beautiful, to be on an island all day enjoying the countryside and the sun, and then get to go on stage at night and do my own act. And so that's kind of a couple of the highlights for sure.
I can imagine. So how does an acrobatic dancer, and I've seen some of your videos and they're quite amazing, how do you suddenly become a coach and an author? How did that come about?
Well, I suppose there's kind of like a backstory to that as well. And the real answer to that is, I lost my dad when I was 14 years old in a road accident, so lost him very suddenly. That, as you would imagine, had a really, really big impact on my mental health going into early adulthood. And every cliche you can imagine around, destructive behaviour and self-sabotaging and really deep levels of anxiety and depression, I had them all. And really, that was what got me into, I went and seen a therapist, and I got really heavily into personal development and mindset and philosophy and meditating and all that as a way of trying to figure better answers out for myself. And so that was kind of why I was interested in it. And then I was being really successful as a performer, and the nature of that was that most of the shows I was doing was evenings and weekends, and as my skill level got pretty high, I didn't need to put the same amount of hours into training. And so I thought to myself, what do I want to do with this time? And I thought, I'm really interested in coaching, I'm really interested in personal development. Let me look at a coaching course that I can study alongside performing, so that I'm utilising that time effectively. And if I like it, maybe I'll do something with it. And if not, I'll probably learn something interesting. The day that I opened my training pack and read the first page, I just knew instantly I love this, and was just really, really excited to just get in about it and start working with people and helping them. So that's kind of how I got into it.
And now you're going through the IAPC&M accreditation process, so that adds even more credibility to you as a writer. So what were some of the challenges that you found contributing to a co-authored book? What did you learn about yourself?
Yeah, a lot, actually. That's a really good question, because both as a performer and now as a coach, I've got a philosophy that you don't know something until you teach it. And when one teaches, two learn. And that's a philosophy that I really stand by. And so the process of, okay, if I have one chapter out of all my skills and all my experience, what can I give that helps people the most? What can I really focus on? And that for me was really interesting, because I then had to prioritize what I wanted to give to people. In that process of trying to communicate that in as a kind of clear, condensed, efficient way as possible, it really forced me to kind of deepen my understanding and knowledge of the key concepts that I was already talking about. And so just the process of writing really brought my skill level up so much, because it forces you to essentially obsess over it, because for me, if someone's not reading it and then understands exactly what they need to do, I've not done my job properly. So that was my challenge, to choose the things that I think matter the most and communicate them as effectively as possible. And as a result, I really had to kind of up my own game to do that.
Yeah, I mean, writing is such a discipline in itself, isn't it? So the book title is How to Win Clients and Keep Them, because we know it's 10 times cheaper to keep an existing client happy than go out and find new ones. So what can readers expect from reading your chapter? What are sort of 2 or 3, 4 key nuggets that you'd like to tease them with before they buy the book?
Yeah, I really get into the mindset part. I am obsessed with the mindset, because I think if we get this right, everything else falls into place. So for me, it's 80% mindset, 20% mechanics. And so first and foremost, one of the big things I am obsessed about is, if you want to succeed in any area, especially your business, is to refine your skills. And by that, I mean get exceptionally good at what you do, because it's all very well and easy to want clients and to want to be successful, but there has to be an exchange of value. People will essentially go to those that they know and know are very, very good. And so that's my first and foremost one. And I talk about ways that you can do that. The other one I talk about a lot is how we deal with fear, failure, and rejection. Now, as a performer, when I moved to London, as you can imagine, everything you have heard about the industry and how brutal it is true. And you have to put yourself in an environment that you are completely open to failure and rejection on a daily basis. And what's really important as business owners is changing our relationship with the meaning that we put on fear, failure, and rejection. And so I break all those things down and give people hopefully a more empowered, more practical, useful mindset with how you can deal with those things, because a lot of people are actually very capable, but they're not doing the things that they need to do because of fear, failure, and rejection. And so the quick nugget that I give is that simply that it's not you personally that's a failure. You just simply don't have the right knowledge, tools, skills, information, or right way forward yet.
Yes, exactly.
The last little nugget I'll give is I talk a lot about motivation. I have this thing that I talk about called the motivation myth. Nobody is motivated all the time. But if we identify a clear, compelling, exciting reason for doing what we're doing, then that reason demands the action. And so for me, the motivation gets us started, but it's discipline that keeps us going. So I talk about that bridge between motivation and discipline. So your reason gets you motivated to start. It's then a case of developing the disciplines, the daily practices that you put in place every single day that then take you towards that goal. So all of those things I go into in much more detail, but those are 3 out of the 3 to 5 key topics that I talk about.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
As we come to the end of our time, because I know that you're super busy at the moment, what's next?
Yeah, actually, this is really weird, because since I was a teenager, I had this idea in my head that I wanted to write a book. And when your email came into my inbox one day, that was just, I thought, this is it. So I jumped on that opportunity, and in writing that one chapter, it really gave me the confidence and the knowledge and the confidence to just say, actually, you know what, I can do this. And so as soon as this is kind of up and running and we've got it going, I'm going to go straight into writing my own book, which is going to be a kind of happiness handbook. And it's what I believe to be the key skills and philosophies for how to live a happier, more productive, more fulfilling life, based on my own personal experiences, again, from all the anxiety and depression and trauma that I experienced, right through to making myself very happy and fulfilled, and from coaching loads and loads of different clients on their own journey. And I think there's going to be loads of really great stuff in that book that people will take away from. So that's what's next for me.
Great. All right. So anybody who wants to find out more, obviously you're going to be on the IAPC&M accredited coach directory, but immediately, where could they find you and work out, how they could work with you, Ali?
Come to Steadfast Coaching, Facebook or Instagram. I have a website that's www.steadfast-coaching.com. But if you go into my social media, Steadfast Coaching, Instagram and Facebook or LinkedIn, I post tons of free videos on there talking about a whole range of mindset, personal development, wellness, and business building stuff. So loads of free content. So go check that out, because there's always something that's going to add a little bit of value to your day, I think. And
loads of amazing videos with you and your acrobatic partner as well, doing
and some of them.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your time today. It's been an absolute pleasure as always, and I look forward to working with you on the accompanying workbook as well that we're going to be producing. So that's what's next for us. So thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Colin. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.